codes are really more of guidelines than actual rules.
Here's something gross. Fun fact.
We're breaking all the rules.
Jessie Rules.
I rule.
I'm Jessie Rules. Welcome to Jessie's Rules. This is my show. This is episode 3, where I will be chatting with the band Native Leaves about their new single, Cake. It just dropped at the end of January. Go stream it at all the places you can stream it. It's amazing. And one thing that they say about it is genreless. Okay? It doesn't fit into any category. It doesn't fit in with the music I pair it with in the algorithm. So I put it on one playlist, the algorithm puts it on a different one. And I asked them about it. You can hear their explanation about it, but one term that they do use is genreless. And I like that because I feel like I'm genreless as well. I do have themes or things that I like to do. I'm into the body paint. I like to dress up and do the weird stuff. But I also have a lot of other skills and hobbies that I do. And so I like being genreless in the sense that you can do whatever you want and you don't have to fit inside one box. And people aren't going to be shocked when you do something different all of a sudden. I really like that. You also can fit into a lot of different categories, whereas you wouldn't be allowed to or invited into those areas if you had to stick to that specific genre. So I liked that answer that they gave. Make sure you listen to it. I also categorize myself as such. I like to be genreless. I like to keep people guessing. I don't want you to know exactly what I'm going to do or going to be. I mean, you might know because I talk about it or some shit because I can never shut up, but that's fine. Another question that I did ask them was about their favorite flavor, cake. It's cake. It's cake. It's cake. We talk about cake, and one of them prefers pie. Speaking of pie, I have a story. This past weekend, I went to a launch party for a THC face cream. The launch party ended up moving locations, and at the new location, we were in a music video just as like background extras for the hip-hop artist Mercy. And it was really cool and really fun, and that was awesome. So thank you guys for including us and inviting me. It was one of those things where I called Maureen and was like, hey, I gotta go do this thing and get ready. And so she just was like, okay, and she did. On the way leaving that place, he was walking us back to the parking garage because manners, and that was very polite, and thank you. We were crossing a street and a couple walked up and she shoulder to shoulder to me at the crosswalk, okay? And she looks at her guy, and if you follow me on TikTok, you already heard the story. If you don't, follow me on TikTok. She looks at the guy and she goes, oh my God, it gushed. And he goes, what? And she goes, it gushed, like it's wet. And he goes, I told you that would happen. And she goes, no, I know, but it's wet. And he's like, yeah, I know. And she's like talking about her pants, and she's like, but like I can feel it. It's like all wet in my underwear. And I'm like we're literally touching shoulders. And I'm like, did her water break or something? Is this bitch pregnant? And she's not. She's not pregnant. Visibly not pregnant. So this woman stood next to me and she dropped a cream pie. I didn't need to be part of that moment. And so that was strange. It was a weird moment. You know, I think that it should be a general rule that like cream pies, you should talk about those in private. But at the same time, if I'm going to talk about it, I'll just talk about it wherever I am. So I guess never mind. That's not the rule. That is not one of Jessie's rules. The rule for today for Jessie's rule is eat the cake. Eat the cake. The cake is the rule. So it has been 8 years since I lost my sister to suicide. And her last birthday that we celebrated with her was her 39th birthday. And one thing I will always remember is that she wanted a Costco cake. And for some reason, my mom said no. And she was 39. Like, fucking, you're not the boss of her. And so my other sister went and got the cake that my sister Char wanted, and she was so fucking happy. And you know what? It was the last cake we all got to have together. So yeah, get the big fucking cake, because it might be the last fucking cake you have together. So eat the big cake. Today's rule for Jessie's Rules is eat the cake. And if you want pie, fine, eat the pie. But enjoy it. Enjoy life. You know, don't overdo it. Everything in moderation, whatever the fuck. But eat the cake. My favorite is lemon. And did you know that not a lot of people like lemon cake? And I want to know, like, how many of you eat lemon cake? Tell me. Comment it or whatever they say to do. You make pie out of, like, graham cracker, right? And that's cool. Essentially, that means that you could take any cracker and turn it into a crust. And so I think that somebody needs to take Cheez-Its and grind Cheez-Its up and make a crust. You put a little bit of melted butter, and then you can put seasonings. I imagine like garlic salt and onion powder and seasonings such as those. And make like a meat pie or a shepherd's pie with the Cheez-It crust. I want someone to do that and report back and tell me. So Native Leaves recorded with the guys from Catastro. Native Leaves, they have this vibe about them that I just really, really love. The vibe that Catastro had with Andy. And there's this vibe of, fuck it, just do whatever. Just do whatever. Who cares? You don't need a genre. You don't need a list. You don't need to worry about saying fuck within the first 6 words. If you feel like you need to say fuck then. There's just this vibe of just do it. And that is the vibe that I have been missing. I really wanted that vibe back. And I was happy to have found it. So if you guys do, well, obviously, if you listen to music, go fucking listen to it. And you all listen to music if you're here. So fucking do that then. Kyle Smith, I went to a Kyle Smith show. We went, and I'll be going to another Kyle Smith. It's me and Maureen and Jen, and this time we have Josta with us. We were there last time. Freaking the Deb sisters and Amber Crouch roll in dressed as the Rebeccas, the blow-up dolls that they always have at Kyle Smith's shows. And it was freaking hilarious. And it was extra funny to me because while we were in line, I looked at Maureen and I like pulled my undershirt out and I was like, I should just go topless, huh? Because at one of Kyle Smith's shows, I had worn a nude top. And in some of the photos, like when I pull them up in my memories, it looks like I'm not wearing a shirt, but I am. It's just the color matches. And then the lighting makes it look like I'm not wearing one. And I was like, that would be funny. I should just make this my Kyle Smith outfit, just the no shirt look. And then they rolled in dressed as Rebecca's. And I went, oh my gosh, Maureen, it matches and that's hilarious. And so I'm just going to do it. And so I took my sweater off and I took a Rebecca picture with them. I wasn't totally dressed as Rebecca. It was just funny that I wore the nude shirt and I didn't even know. And I really love coincidences like that. And there's one more coincidence that I'm going to talk about, and then I'm going to play the Native Leaves interview that, it's not even an interview, it's just a chat, because they're cool. I picked up dinner the other night for my kids, and we went to Pizza Hut, and there was this older black man dressed head to toe in white, and he had like a chain, I think it was gold, but dressed all in white, old man. We walk in, and my youngest daughter, she's 6, she goes and sits in the chair next to him. And like that alone says something, because little kids usually don't go and choose the chair next to a stranger. And so she sits down, and I sit down in the chair next to her, and the old man asks about school, and he asks how she's doing, and he like thanks me for letting him talk to her, and I'm like, yeah, of course, like we're here, you're here, it's fine. And then he starts asking her like, what did you learn today? And she's like, I don't know, and she kind of goes over a couple things like math facts. And he's like, that's awesome. And then he tells her, did you know knowledge is power? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I kind of tell them this all the time. I tell my kids, if you spend 18 to 30 minutes every single day, pick one thing and do it for 20, 30 minutes a day, you will be an expert within 4 years. It doesn't matter what it is. You'll be an expert. If you do it every single day because you choose to and you choose to get better and practice, you can be an expert at anything. And this man, he's sitting there in Pizza Hut, and he's like, you can be anything you want to be. And she's like, what? And he goes, anything you want. You can be anything you want to be. Knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more freedom you have. No, he said, the knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more independence you have. And the more independence you have, the more free you are. And you can do whatever you want. If you want to do whatever you want, just learn. You could. Just the more you learn, the more you know, the more you can do whatever you want. And it was like, I don't remember exactly how he said it. Again, I shared it on TikTok right away, so I didn't forget. And then, like, it was weird because it was something that I needed to hear, not my daughter. She's 6, and he even told her, he goes, this advice is too big for you, but one day you'll understand. And I'm going through something now where, like, I just need to learn all the exact rules and what, like, I need to learn as much as I possibly can. He was saying it to her, but he was saying it to me as well. So that was really cool. But then at the end of it, like as we were leaving, he goes, don't ever let anybody kill your confidence. Confidence is going to make insecure people feel weak. And they're going to try and take it away so that they don't have to feel weak. Don't let anybody kill your confidence. And again, Lottie's 6. I kind of like looked at him from the side. All the things this man was saying, I was like, wow, like I specifically needed to hear that advice. It didn't matter who it came from. I needed to hear it. Like he was just like, you don't need a man, you don't need a person, you don't need a partner, you don't need anybody. All you need is the knowledge. You need to know how. Once you know how, you can fucking do it. And you don't want to rely on anybody. If you rely on anybody, they can take it away. If you know it, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take away your knowledge. And I was just like, damn. And he's right, because like what I know, I can take with me. You have the knowledge, and if you learn from it and you move on from it, you can do better in the next one that you do, and that's it. And then he said, don't let anybody kill your confidence. I stopped and turned around and was like, thank you. We won't. And then, like, we left, and he was there when we got there, and he was there when we left, and he was dressed head to toe in white, and, like, I met an angel at Pizza Hut. He was an angel. I know he was. He might have been somebody's grandpa. He might have been a regular dude, but for that moment, he was an angel, and he had a very specific message to tell me, and I thought that was strange. I think that's very cool. And I also think that the new Native Leaf song Cake is very cool. And I dressed up as a cake, and I just decorated this cake. Ooh, I'm not ready to reveal my cake yet, but see how it's lumpy right here on the cake? If you dip your fingers in water, you can smooth out jarred frosting like fondant. Just with like wetting your fingers or a knife or a spatula, but like you're already decorating it, you might as well. La la la. But this is what I was doing. So, Native Leaves, they took the time to chat with me. It was the day that their single had dropped that we were talking, and I thought that was like one of the coolest things. So, thank you guys for giving me the time. Thank you, everybody who's here supporting me, listening. Share it. Share it with your friends. Share it with your moms. Share it with your friends' moms. Share it with your mom's friends. Whoever you got. And enjoy this interview. Oh, and stick around after the interview to see my cake.
How's it going?
It's going good. I forgot there was a time difference. I almost missed this.
Oh, where are you at? You're in
California.
Oh, very
Awesome.
cool. What part?
Southern California.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, we're in Salt Lake.
So I've been a huge Catastro fan. That is a vibe that a lot of us have been missing. Recently, they posted they were working with a band, Native Leaves. And that is how I found you guys. I have become a huge fan since then.
November, Globe with them.
And so that is how I found you guys. I've had a huge hole in my heart, since Catastro isn't Catastro anymore. And you guys have that vibe. It's not the same music. It's not the same, but it's a vibe. Okay. I am happy to have you guys here. I'm happy to have your music. And introduce yourselves. Tell us about yourselves.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm Logie Logue. I go by Logue. My name's Logan. I'm the lead singer in Native Leaves. This is Adam.
My name's Adam. I record, produce, and play the guitar.
And yeah, we're the two. We made Native Leaves kind of like, not necessarily in high school. We started like just making stuff for fun in high school. And then after high school, we started kind of taking it seriously and started releasing stuff in 2018 together. So we're the founders, I guess.
How many people are in the band?
So we have Brigham, who is, he lives with us and he plays guitar as well. And kind of helps out with some of the like production when we're like in the studio doing, beats and instrumentals and stuff like that.
Same with our keyboardist.
Yeah, and then we got a keyboard, Scott, who's been with us since like the beginning as well. And other than that, we kind of like hire out our bass player and our drummers usually. We've got a couple guys that we've been playing with recently pretty consistently. So it's just kind of hard to get people to be able to like commit all the way to a band. We found when it's hard to make a ton of money at first, so nobody's able to pay their bills if they don't have jobs and all that. So we've really just me, Adam, and Brig have been kind of the like foundation. Scott's, like I said, been around a lot, and then other than that, we've just been able to find people that can fill into the other spots for shows and things like that.
Music really, it's hard to make it as a career. I mean, unless you have the multiple jobs where you can produce and you can sell beats and you can distribute for other people. That is one of my questions. What is the goal with your music? Is the goal to make it your full-time career? Is it the goal to just be able to do it? What do you want to do with Native Leaves? What's the plan? Me
and Adam have always wanted it to be our full-time thing. I mean, it's definitely the dream to have it be our, it already is a job right now. Yeah. It's way more it takes up lots of our time and money and, attention. So,
Yes.
yeah, so, I mean, it's always been our goal. Like, that's definitely what we want to do. I want to be headlining festivals and, headlining tours and doing all that and going and traveling the world. I think we made it to a point where we decided that the music we make is cool enough that it was worth the gamble. We're now like 28 years old and we're still doing this, and we're starting to see the growth and like starting to see a lot of things kind of come around that have taken a long time to figure out how to just how to get to this point, honestly, and then we're still in that learning stage where we just want more and want to do more and want to spread our music farther into more people. So
I think this is an appropriate age to do it too. Like, there's an idea of if you're too young, when you get that win, it gets abused a little bit faster.
Yeah.
You have the work, you have the experience, you've gone through a different couple kinds of music maybe and figured out your place and how you want the vibe. It's the vibe, which is what pulled me in. It's a vibe. You're good with it. You like it. You're proud of it. And you can see it and hear it, like his music.
Yeah, well, no, thanks. We're glad you noticed, because it's like you said, it's taken a while to get there. We found all the pieces that, we need to be able to create that. And we definitely have found it. The nice thing too, with what we have found, is we've always been really big on not getting stuck to anything. Like, we've really hit like the reggae side of things hard. And like, I think the reggae scene has embraced us more than any other genre. We never planned to be any certain genre. We just try to make, cool music that sounds cool and different and unique, and just be ourselves. I think that's maybe why you like connect us with the Catastro vibe, and I think that's really what Andy's the beauty of Andy was that he, like, he's not like anybody else. He's like him, and he was his own brand and his own unique person. He was definitely same thing, was heavy in the reggae scene and had lots of the reggae scene was his fan base, but he's got other really cool hip hop, and even like he's got the EDM song that he did with
they're never really reggae in the beginning.
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think that's what kind of made them unique, and it's a huge compliment to get put in the same sentence with them, because like Adam's been a big Catastro fan since the beginning, and
rocking them.
I had my hoodie on earlier. I was like, gotta put on a tie, be professional.
No, it's been fun. It's all been fun, and that's like the most important. There's lots of other things we've had to do to pay the bills that we would not say were fun, and so just gotta do what we gotta do so that we can do what we want to do long term. So
yeah, to be happy to spread your music, to use your skill and share it with people and have it be appreciated for what it is. It's magical. And like the arts, we all got like a culture shock when, the whole world shut down with COVID, and people needed music so much. Like, it heals the soul. I claim reggae, but I don't think that most of the music is reggae. I agree. But what you already touched on it a little bit. What kind of playlists do you think or expect to be added to with your new singles? The playlists I have you on are not comparable to what the apps play automatically after your songs. I don't know if that makes sense.
I think that's been one of our struggles, maybe, like with trying to be so unique and doing things like genreless in a sense. Like, I think that sometimes placing, like, knowing where to, like, okay, what artist are we similar to, or what song, at least this song too, because all the songs are so different.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are easier to place than others. Like the one that we just put out today, Cake, I don't even know. Yeah, like, it's really hard. I don't know where you would put it necessarily. I think, like, in all reality, it's probably just pop, because it's not like there's no one particular genre that we like stuck with, or sound that we like went with or tried to commit to. So like Cake is really random to me too, because I feel like even in the song there's like it's different, because like the beginning is I guess like kind of country-ish almost, like there's a little bit of a vibe, but then like the pre-hook and the hook are completely different vibes as well. Like we've like pulled from the B.O.B. song for the hook, so it's like almost a little remix that we threw in there. So just random, just something we kind of threw together while we were hanging out in this basement. So But,
Those are the best kind though, when you're having fun and you're just hanging out and it's like, ooh, this means something, we're going to use it.
yeah. Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, this question is not music related, but it is cake related. What are your favorite cake flavors?
You can go first.
I'm more of a cobbler guy. I like peach cobbler and other types of desserts. Or tres leches if it is cake. That's my
So
favorite.
you're
Say
more
you're gonna,
okay, cobbler
you're gonna
pie.
pick something not even a cake as your favorite cake.
Well, because I don't actually like that type of cake. But tres leches would be top.
That counts.
I like better than sex cake. My girlfriend makes some really good better
yeah.
than sex cake.
How can I forget?
That's my favorite.
That's where is that the one where you dump the things in? Or is that a different one?
Yeah. Like the holes, German chocolate cake, and then you poke the holes in it and put like caramel and condensed milk or something like that in it, and then whipped cream all over the top. Yeah. Super good.
I like lemon cake, and nobody else ever wants that. They're like, why do you
That's
want
gross.
It's my favorite.
Man.
And nobody ever was down. Nobody.
That's super funny.
That cake is also genreless. Lemon cake
Exactly.
has no
Exactly.
standing. What is your goal venue as musicians? What's the venue where you're going to be like, oh, we made it. Hell yeah.
I'm sure ours is probably the same because I think like, unless you surprise me.
Mine would be Red Rock.
Yeah, I think Red Rock for sure.
Yeah,
Even
House
being
of
there
Blues.
as a fan, it's magical.
Yeah, it's a cool place.
Yeah.
And I think that it just is like, especially reggae wise, like packing out Red Rocks is a big milestone, a big achievement. So, it's one of those cool, like, I think one of those moments that is the reason why we do what we do. Not necessarily even just Red Rock, but I just like, that's the feeling that I do it for is, where you get on that stage and you're in front of like, I don't know if you would say like if it's like the number of people or just the feeling and the vibe that you finally like created. Like we had a show right before the end of the year here in Salt Lake. And it wasn't like there was millions of people there, but it was just cool because it was like an eye-opening experience where you had like enough people that were there that are like real fans. We make it past that point where you're not just having like your friends and family at a show. All of a sudden there's people that are showing up and you're like, we've never seen this person or heard of this person before. And they're literally just here because they heard our music and they're a fan and wanted to see us. And that's really cool for us. So I think like, the bigger milestones that you hit that way, like Red Rocks is obviously up there, I think. And so, yeah.
Red Rocks and festivals and having people sing your lyrics back.
Yes. That's a super like chilling moment, honestly. Like,
who writes your lyrics?
I write all of them.
Are they all real or are some of them just things that you enjoy saying? I don't know if I'm wording this correctly, but
No, I know what you're saying. Definitely like a mix of both. Like I have some songs that are more personal and have a lot more like connection. I try to, have like real life stuff that people can connect to and everything, obviously. But, I might make a song about like we have an unreleased song about being like an alcoholic. And I'm not an alcoholic at all. And so like, I know plenty of people who have gone through it. And so I can kind of connect and like sort of understand and try and like, put myself in their shoes to write a song that can connect with people in that situation. But like, I'm not an alcoholic and I'm not going to go become one so that I can write a song that is a little bit, more from my personal experience. Like definitely a lot like Cake is a song too, that like, I would say has there's no real life. We're not going to start a charity backed by Cake because it's not like Cake has any like anything more than just musical and something you want to listen to. It's not like I'm trying to spread some positive message. I'm just talking about Cake,
Yeah.
So,
it was just that feeling inside and you're like, we're going to get this out and move to it and it's going to be good. Sometimes that's all it has to be.
Yeah, I think that music, that's kind of it's like you said, like when COVID happened, I think that's why music was so special because everybody just didn't want to. We know everything's fucked up. We just want to listen to some happy shit for a minute, even if like a lot of songs aren't always about happy stuff, but I just want to hear something that, at least gives me a happy feeling, I think. So, yeah.
Sometimes I don't always want to relate to the songs.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
For sure.
when you're happy, you have the music. When you're sad, you have the lyrics. Like that kind of juxtaposition.
Yeah, I agree for sure. And I think there's a place for all of it. And when you're writing too, it's not like I'm always in the same mood. So it's good to be able to, sometimes we have a plan and we have a theme for where we're trying to go with the song or with like a beat if we already have a beat. And then sometimes it's just like whatever comes, and that's what's meant to be.
The mood and the day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So one question I have to get to know people, it's kind of a personal question. What animal would you be if you could be any animal?
Oh man, I don't know.
I'd be a monkey, 100%. So
You have a reason.
Yeah, I could climb super fast and like have a tail as an extra like hand essentially, and swing from vines and stuff like that. I've always liked climbing and stuff like that. So I think that animal would suit me.
I can always appreciate a good climbing tree.
Yeah, same.
Even from the freeway, I'm like, oh, you could reach the top.
Yeah, exactly. Same.
So, based off of monkey, you mentioned wanting an extra hand. Do you multitask a lot? You have a lot of jobs.
Yeah, all the time. And I have ADD too, so I'm just get focused on one thing and all of a sudden focus on another. So having a tail would definitely be beneficial.
See, it is a personal question because you mentioned a tail, and I'm like, wow, I know a lot of things about you now. That's the thing. All right, what's yours?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a hard question because I think there's a few that would be. Does it have to be like a land or a sea animal? Anything?
Anything.
I'd probably go with like a shark or something, probably.
Oh yes.
Or maybe a dolphin, but probably a shark.
He agreed. He said, "Oh yes."
Yeah.
What's the reason?
I don't know if I have a lot of reasons necessarily. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to come up with reasons as we go because it's definitely not something I've thought much on. I've never I don't spend too much time wondering about being an animal because I like being a human. I think honestly, if I was going to pick any animal other than another animal, because we're humans and we're badass, and
that's why
nobody's really fucking with humans, even sharks. But if I was going to choose, so that'd probably be why I'd choose a shark because nobody's really fucking with sharks either. Yeah, even the humans have kind of decided to stop fucking with them. So, just let them be and let them do their thing out there. But it might be kind of boring too because I wonder how much there is for a shark to do all day long.
I mean, you could go to Hawaii, to Southern California, to wherever you want. You got a lot of options. So
the ocean's huge.
You'll find mermaids. True. Even maybe.
Yeah, they know whatever we don't, I'm sure.
There have been people who choose human, and there is something to say about it. Like, monkey is as close to human as you can get. Dolphin has the intelligence of human. Like, to choose human, there's also something to say that where you appreciate that we're here for this specific life experience and this specific learning experience, and you're here to embrace what it is that this life has to give. And so, like, definitely. Sometimes I tell people human doesn't count, but then I still consider it to their personality. I'm like, all right, fine.
I like that.
I'll let you pick it yourself.
But see, I would be a poison dart tree frog. I want to be small and stretchy and colorful, and people will die if they fuck with me, but also maybe they could get high. It just depends on the mood.
It depends on how much of you they have, right?
Exactly. Yep. And like, I don't know, that one, I didn't think it was me. But then once I thought about it, I was like, oh yeah. In my head, I'm like, I'm a butterfly. I just want to fly around. And then I'm like, nah, I want people to regret bothering me on their own accord, not because of me, but just, and it's also the trees and like the weather and all the things that we just appreciate about life. It wraps up into like a little animal package that we don't even realize we're offering so much of our personality. I think it's fun.
That's so fun. That's awesome.
So I don't want to keep you guys. Congratulations on your new single. I've listened to it at least 6 times today, which it would be more, but I'm talking to you personally, so I had to pause it, which is okay. How can people help?
Join the Tree Huggers Club. I think that's the best way. We're all independent. We are not signed to a record deal. We don't have any backing that way. It's our team that we've put together that does everything. So the Tree Huggers Club, THC.
Mm-hmm.
I want to join that club.
Please, yes. I mean, so what we try to do like we just do like a monthly subscription. Instagram started doing it a while ago. And so we kind of had the idea from seeing that was kind of trending, that people were doing that. And especially in the independent community, because like that really is the only way for us to have a budget that comes from music right now to be able to push our music farther and, you know, be able to do little marketing things here and there when we have these releases. And so, and it's kind of cool too, because we get to offer the opportunity for our fans who are actually fans of us to be that backing. So instead of having a record label, I'd rather have 1,000 Native Leaves fans that are like, no, I mess with Native Leaves to the point where like I subscribe to them monthly and I know that I'm a part of the community of people that helps them get to where they're trying to go, because I believe in it as much as they obviously believe in it. And so that's really what we're trying to create. And so I think that's the biggest way to help. And then the obvious is like streaming like you're doing, and, you know, just trying to engage on social media. We mostly use like Instagram as our main platform. But any of that, just showing love in any way and support in any way is awesome. Buying merch, you know, just the typical ways to support a musician is the same way you can support us. So
where do we find that? Tree Hugger Club?
NativeLeavesMusic.com, or it's just in our bio on our Instagram. So if you go to, I think it's on all of our bios at this point, just the link to our website. And that's where we'll be putting everything. You know, we'll be using social media still, but we really wanted to try and do something different where we use it for what it's meant for. Like we've tried to take a step back from having it take up so much of our energy. Like we've now just got to the point where we're like, let's shoot content for our new music when we have it, and let's release as much new music as we can this year. And we'll use that content and we'll use social media to market that to people. But our main goal, like we said, is just like getting people to really buy in to the point where they want to join the Tree Hugger Club, and where they really believe in this and, you know, want to be a part of that community that got us, you know, to these festivals. You know, we got lots of people right now that are like messaging us all the time, like, hey, when are you coming to this place? When are you coming to this place? And we're like, man, we wish we were there today. Like we would have been there a long time ago. So, you know, just the more people that want that, you know, we'll get to the point, obviously, where they'll have to give us a call and say, hey, we have a bunch of people that want to see you in this place. And so how can we get you out here? So that's just the goal, is to grow that fan base and grow that community. So
perfect. And so we'll be tagging you on all like the festival lineups when they're asking for people too. That's putting it out there. A bunch.
Helps a lot. Thank you.
And thank you to everybody that's already been doing that, because we see it and we appreciate it.
I mean, I'm a huge fan. I will be looking up all of these things and sharing it. And I just really appreciate your guys' time and your vibe. It means a lot. I've been needing that, and I appreciate the authenticity and just that you guys are here to be yourselves and be real.
Thank you.
We love your vibe as well.
Yeah, we do. Oh, wait, we do have one question for you too.
Ooh.
What's up with these armpit farts? You gotta.
Have you seen it? All right.
Yeah, we were.
It's going down. Are you ready?
Before you did that, how did you find out you could do this? Like what?
I was kneading pasta dough. I was making homemade pasta and I was kneading the dough and it was just going, and I was so embarrassed. I was like, I swear that wasn't me. But it was me, but it was my armpits. And so I just
That's so
and
great.
like, I mean, I can change the sound. I can make them long. I can make them short. It sounds different if there's water or Vaseline or sweat or lotion.
You're like an expert now at it. Damn.
Oh yes, that's grosser.
That's so funny.
I also didn't know that is a fetish, and I learned the hard way that everyone has a thing. And so some people are into that. And so I used to do it all the time because it makes me laugh. I think it's hilarious. But then I started getting like weird messages and I was like, oh, I better cut it back.
No, you gotta start up that monthly membership. You wanna Tuesday morning part for me? Like, you know,
they want to tell you what they do with it, and I don't want to know.
Yeah, you gotta hire an assistant to
answer these messages. I'm the skill.
The armpit part, yeah, you're just the talent.
Bringing in money. Hell yeah.
I mean, okay, so for future songs, if you ever need some sounds, I got you.
Yeah,
All
That'd
right.
be great.
we did that for Blow Up.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you got to try a video of you armpit farting to the beat of Blow Up.
I'll do it. I'll totally do it.
Hey, we post it. We're all about it. We're fans for sure. Not
Yes.
the freaky ones. We won't send any weird messages.
Certain weirdness where I'm like, oh, I gotta draw a line there. Sorry, dude. They're there to enjoy.
That's
That's
so
what
funny.
useless skills are. Useless. I used to call it a useless skill. It's not a useless skill. I talked to the comedian Rodney Norman, and he said it's not useless if people are happy. And I was like,
True
dang, I have joy in my armpits, so
that.
that's a superpower.
That's so awesome. We're glad we got a personal show.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it. I didn't know you knew.
We didn't know till just today. We were looking you up a little bit, doing our research on our side, and we saw all of them. We were like, yeah, we gotta ask her. We gotta ask her what's up with that. That's awesome.
Is this? I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, so all of my joints disconnect, and so my armpits, I can fit my whole fist in my armpit.
That's
And
wild.
I don't know why, but I just can. It goes deep.
Oh yeah.
It's that
Oh,
shit that
damn.
people are like think they probably could do it too, and then they realize, wow,
And they're like,
yeah,
oh, that's not me. It's a chronic illness, but it gives me mad skills.
Yeah.
work with it.
Use it to your advantage. There you
It's
go.
a chronic skillness. I'm going to just call it that from now on.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
No,
course.
thank you again. Yeah, we'll be in touch for sure though. We really appreciate you for having us on and asking us some questions.
I appreciate it so much. And again, I appreciate the vibe and I love the music and I look forward to all of it coming out.
Awesome.
Cool.
Well, really
Say your
good
website one more
meeting
time.
you. NativeLeavesMusic.com.
Got it. All right. Bye,
Have a
guys.
good rest of your week. Good to
You
meet you.
too.
See ya.
Cake. Stream it, share it, listen to it a gazillion times, enjoy the shit out of it. And thank you guys for joining me for that wonderful, wonderful interview. And now I know that everybody was super stoked on how that interview ended, so. Had to wrap it up properly. And. Dun, 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 dun. Is my cake. So here's your cake. Enjoy your cake. Eat it too. And fuck you. And go listen to Native Leaves. And thank you guys for being here. And join me for episode 4. I will have Jake Bushnell from Nice Day Barbershop. And this was fun.